My name is Rhapsody, the third character is not yet out, so it's time for the daily challenge here in Slay the Spire, April 25th, 2018 edition. We've got Heirloom, a Cursed Run, so we'll begin with a rare relic as a result of Heirloom, and Cursed Run, we defeat bosses, we get an extra curse, and our starting relic is replaced with the Cursed Key, the Darkstone Periapt, and the Duvu Doll, as well as Big Game Hunter. Elite enemies are now swarming the Spire and drop better rewards. Now, a lot of the time when I have this setup, that is to say the Cursed Run setup, I look at the Duvu Doll and the fact that I'm going to be picking up a lot of curses, and I immediately go, cool, this is an aggressive deck, I'll cut my curses, I'll use a lot of shivs, I'll use a lot of multi-attacks, and a lot of the time that works. In fact, I don't know if I have once. I've once lost a daily. I think it was before they were patched to be significantly better. But I usually look at these and go, okay, it's an aggressive run. But the problem with making this an aggressive run is then I sacrifice my defense. Do I want to sacrifice my defense? Probably not, because if I can perfect all of the bosses, I can get the Beyond Perfect modifier, which is probably going to be good enough to get me over the hump into front page territory. I also want to get 5 curses minimum so that I can get the curses modifier for an extra 100. And if I can swing it, Highlander would be nice. Ooh! Bird-faced Urn! Don't mind if I do. Bird-faced Urn, whenever you play a power, heal by 2 HP. So the Silent actually has a build that is centric, or rather that powers are centric to. Noxious Fumes, Footwork, After Image, all of these can be played in a super defensive deck just to heal you up a little bit, as well as pay their own way. Alright. We'll see if that's something that pans out for us. We do still want to just hunt so many of these elite monstrosities we've got around here. Now, there's 4 on one side of the map. I can only see a 4 path if I cut off to the left. There's a lot more rests on this path, as well as a couple... as well as an early shot. There's literally only 2 question marks, though. So I miss out on a lot of events, but I'll get a lot of card opportunities, which is going to be handy. Hopefully I can get something pretty over-the-top offensive before I fight the first elite. Beautiful. Alright. I kind of want to take all-out attack just as my first AoE card. Yeah, I'm taking it. It's also going to be a handy way to possibly discard a curse in a pinch. Alright, sure. Peace Pipe! You can now remove cards from your deck at rest sites. Well, that's perfect, because we've got a lot of rest sites over on that left there. Okay, actually, I may have just made a mistake. I probably should have gone for the gold here, because I do have a shop in 2 spaces time. So I definitely could have used the gold effectively. Beautiful. If I run into the sentries, then at the very least I already have my response for them. All-out attack. I love Crippling Cloud, but is this a Crippling Cloud deck? Or is this a low-cost attack plus expertise deck? Or maybe it's like a super thin deck that also has expertise, so you can just play all of your zero-cost cards, expertise, all of your zero-cost cards again. It's difficult to tell. It is difficult to tell. I don't know what direction I'm going to want to take this run in. I think I'm going to take the expertise here and just hope for the best. So that's a Wraith form, which fits into an aggressive deck and gives you the possibility of perfecting the fight. There's also Concentrate, which works really well with expertise. You know what? Let's take the Wraith form and just keep going on. And then I'm going to remove all of my defensive cards, basically. I was thinking of not playing the Wraith form, but it's probably worth playing. I do have to kill you like within the next 2 turns for this to not be just a giant mistake on my part. All right, well, there's the 30 damage hit, so that's not good. Okay, that was very poorly mishandled on my part. I think I need more attacks in my next hand than I have in my deck. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely should not have played Wraith Form that early in that fight. I was thinking that I had more damage than I did, which is a mistake. So let's replay this. We're not going to be able to submit the score on the second time, but I know exactly what I have to do now, which is do basically the same thing, but instead of my first cut, which was a strike, I'll cut a defend instead. And then I'll just prioritize my play better in that second fight. Well, we did it! We lost the daily. Honestly, Silent Gremlin Knob. I'm not too surprised that's the one that took me down. Still take the all-out attack. Still get the relic here. We'll still remove the card in this space, and we'll remove a defense. And I also might actually change up whether or not I go for the expertise at the end of this. I might instead decide to go for the... what was it called? Sucker Punch. As much as I do want expertise, I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch here because it's just going to be so much more effective for us. Uh-huh. So we're not going to play the Wraith Form in this fight. If I play 1 defend here, I'm still perfectly defended, right? Because you were 6. 1 defend, you go up to 8. No, I would be undefended by 1. Let's think about it. My next hand has a neutralize and double strike. Okay, it is possible that I perfect this fight. So I'll use a Dex Potion there. Okay, well, it's definitely possible to perfect the fight now. I just need to kill you in the next 3 turns. Okay. Doesn't matter which one that discards. I defend myself with the other one. I've got a punch and a sucker punch this turn. Alright. You can see how little had to be changed there for this to suddenly become a successful fight. Blood Vial at the start of each combat. Heal 2 HP as well as a... What? Ah, Fire Potion, of course. 1,000 cuts. Whenever you play a card, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Probably not really what we want to do. We don't really want to play that many cards. We just want to play, like, single instance, quite powerful cards. I also probably don't really care about Tactician or Doppelganger here. Yeah, I really can't afford to delay my effects for later. Not with, you know, Wraith Form. Alright. Let's start removing all of the defensive cards from the deck so that we get more offense and just Wraith Form, effectively. Okay. This shouldn't be so bad to play Wraith Form this early in this fight. Okay. The effectiveness of this is basically going to be decided on whether or not I draw the thing again. What's it called? The all-out attack in the next 2 turns. All-out attack is 10 AoE for me, right? Come on. no all-out attack, and no defensive card. Okay, so we're not going to perfect this fight. That's rough. Alright, well, we took one hit. That's not that bad. Gremlin Horn, whenever an enemy dies, gain an energy and draw a card, as well as the Strength Potion for gaining 2 strength. Alchemize, maybe? Other than that, probably not. Maybe Phantasmal Killer, actually. Yeah, because we're going to cut everything that's not an attack card. I do want at least 5 curses in my deck. Pain is a really rough one to put in my deck. When in hand, lose 1 HP when any other card is played. And Mummified Hand, whenever you play a power, a random card in your hand costs 0 for the rest of the turn. So powers are now increasingly powerful. I didn't even mean to say it. I can play Phantasmal and Survivor, as well as do a strike this turn. Strike goes for 9. Next turn, we'd be doing double damage. This is 11 doubled to 22. 7 doubled to 14. So 22 and 7 is... 22 and 7 is 29. Taking 7 this turn, 51. Okay, so the bridge between 29 and 51 is 22, which is not going to be supplied by a Strength Potion. So basically what I was just figuring out there is if I do the Strength Potion right now and then Phantasmal Killer Survivor, do I get to kill the Gremlin Nod next turn? The answer is no. And unfortunately, it's very unlikely with the way that this hand is and the way that the next hand is that I'm going to be able to kill this flawlessly. So I think, in fact, I'm actually just going to try and pump up my damage as much as I can. I could have killed in 2 turns, but I still would have taken damage because it would have been not blocking on the first turn, using the Strength Potion, going for the double attack, and then using Phantasmal. And if it's not saving me the perfect, I really didn't mind. Alright, Whetstone upon pickup, upgrade to random attacks. Let's make sure we get our random attacks in hand first. Like, Envenom works technically because it'll make something else cost 0, right? It's not going to be that expensive. It does heal me slightly, but I still really want Die instead. Yeah. We don't have that many small attacks. I don't think the Envenom is that great for us. So here's a problem, right? If I want score, I don't remove pain until I have 5 curses, because I need to guarantee that my deck has at least 5 curses. Remember when this was a defensive deck? Me too. That was a fun time. Okay. No, none of those. Let's hope to remove another defend. Eventually, we're going to have to start upgrading cards, and that's going to be a wild time. Phantasmal Killer, just wait, see if we get a really great hand for opening next turn. We don't. Okay. That's fine. We'll still open with this hand because it does have Phantasmal Killer. Thank you, Pain, for being exactly as annoying as I thought you would be. Damn, having 2 cards that want to discard another card. Makes life real rough. All right, we perfected that fight as well. Orichalcum's going to be really good if you end your turn without block, gain 6 block. Because that now means with this deck, I actually don't need to find a way to gain block. I just have Wraith Form and the Orichalcum. We need Adrenaline. We need things that make us faster. Okay. God, I hate pain. Ugh. Well, we don't perfect this fight, right? Yeah, I don't think we do. Because we can even do it in that order, but we're still taking damage this turn. Okay. I'm going to Sucker Punch first so that the Wraith Form discounts the Phantasmal Killer. It really depends how damage is attributed. My enemy technically hasn't hit me itself. I have taken damage to effects from my enemy, but my enemy hasn't technically hit me yet. If they don't count the sharp hide. Oh, pain. And tangibility's gone. All right, well, now it's just a straight up race. Although that's really how it was the entire time, right? Okay, so I have taken damage both ways in that fight, so that's definitely not a perfect. Please be Parasite. It is Parasite. Good, that's handy. Second Wraith Form? Yeah. Wraith Form is all the defense we need. Cool. Okay. Okay, Snackawai, maybe. I mean, because it'll only make the Wraith Form cheaper, and then the Wraith Form will make something else cost 0. Lets me draw higher cost cards into my deck. You know what? Let's do it. Heck everything. It's time for a Snackawai Wraith Form aggressive curse build. You know, the standard. Oh, Rhapsody, when are you going to start playing some new decks? You're always playing a curse Wraith Form Snackawai silent deck. Alright, I am going to Survivor. Oh, I really want to Survivor the pain out before I do anything here. Okay, now the Survivor costs nothing. Okay, Phantasmal. Then we'll just start eliminating the backliner here. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a pretty garbage hand. 30 damage to everyone. 24 damage to everyone. Goodbye. Weak potion over the top of... Yeah, don't even want it. Weak slash, nope. Basically, the only cards I'm going to want now are the most expensive cards I can get. Gambling Chip at the start of each combat, discard any number of cards and then draw that many. And the reason I want the most expensive cards I can get, of course, is because Snackawai is trivializing the cost of the cards. So if you compare a 3-cost card to a 1-cost card, usually the 3 cost has a better effect, a more significant and a larger effect. Not always, but usually. And as a result of that, as a result of the fact that all of their costs are completely random, why not just exclusively get higher cost cards? Cool. Anchor at the start of each combat, gain 10 block, handy. Move a card from my deck, sure. Okay, we now have 3 curses. They're also, might I add, unique. No, I got a second Wraith Form. I already did it to myself. Alright. Well, at this point, Riddle with Holes is expensive, but not that expensive. Enlightenment is interesting because Enlightenment could end up costing 3 and just be worse to play than not to play. But the Riddle with Holes is deal 7 damage 5 times, 45 damage for 2 energy. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll take a Riddle with Holes. We'll take another card removal as well. I want to remove the things that cost the least from the deck right now. Because if they come into my hand and they cost 2, I'm never going to play them. That's just not going to happen. Sucks to lose Phantasmal Killer. Even at 3 cost? Yeah, even at 3 cost. Yeah. And then that makes something else cost 0. So as long as I don't play Riddle with Holes this turn, cool, we're fine. The especially large reason I was fine with that is because both of my AoE cards are still in the deck, and I draw 7 cards a turn. Yep. So everyone's losing life. Yay. Then I get 6 block at the end of that turn for free. And then blow you up. Perfect. Meat on the bone. If your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal 12 HP. Somehow I'm not thinking that's going to happen. After Image is actually not that good for me. So it would be, because we've got Mummified Hand and we've got Peace Pipe, but since I tend to play fewer than 6 cards a turn, and I've cut literally all of the defense from my deck, After Image is just going to give me occasional points of block that will prevent my Orichalcum from triggering. So it'll actually be negative. Let's take a second Phantasmal Killer. Let's go. Just PK build. I don't know what this deck is anymore, but I love it. I hate it, but I love it. But it is bad. Just got to make that clear. Unfortunately, Adrenaline's actually in a really bad position right now. If it costs anything, it's not good. So I'm going to remove an Adrenaline from my deck. I know, right? Why would I ever do that? So not Rhapsody. This is the new and improved Rhapsody, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, 1 Wraith Form. 2 Wraith Form. Phantasmal Killer Strike and Riddle with Holes. And then there's my second Phantasmal Killer. Heck yeah. Man, couldn't get pain out of my hand. 4 more turns of intangibility. It is also worth noting that I really do need to upgrade rather my Wraith Form. Tough Bandages. Whenever you discard a card during your turn, gain 3 block. Not that great for us, actually. We'll drop a Ancient Potion for a Regen Potion right now. Venom After Image. I still don't multi-attack the same target that many times. I guess I do with the Riddle with Holes. No, I need to focus on my strength damage. Drawing and playing an Envenom. Like, we killed in 3 turns there, and it was basically just the Phantasmal Killer strikes and stuff. Yeah. No, I don't want Envenom. Not in this deck. My upfront damage is too important to sacrifice it for literally anything. Now, that's unfortunate. That's a second injury. So, you know what? I'm just not going to get a Highlander deck. We've got 2 injuries. We've got 2 Wraith Forms. Whatever. We do now have 5 curses, which is handy because that means curses modifier is now active. 100 extra points for us. Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. Could have played that in a better order. Okay. It is the frontliner who makes us weak. This is enough damage to kill you. So we'll just murder you right now. It was important to do that, otherwise we were going to be weak for the next turn, and the next turn is when we have our double damage, so we extremely don't want to be weak then. Warpaint, upon pickup, upgrade 2 random skills. Tools of Trade would actually be really good. Now, bear with me. The reason Tools with the Trade is really good is because I'm keeping these curses in my deck, whereas Tools of the Trade is going to allow me to discard 1 card every single turn. So I'll draw 8 every single turn, right? Because I'm drawing 2 extra courtesy of Snecko Eye and 1 extra courtesy of the Tools of the Trade. And then I'll be able to discard, like, Pain, especially. None of the rest of these have, like, a negative effect while in my hand, but Pain definitely does. The reason, however, I might not take it is because if I discard a card now, as a result of top manages, I get 3 block. So if I go up against a boss who is trying to hit me, I don't know, 4 times, right? And I've got intangibility, it's going to do 1 times 4. And as a result of discarding a card at the end of the start of the turn, I'll get 3 block, which will prevent Orichalcum from triggering at the end of the turn. And then all it takes is 4 attacks of 1 damage to break through and deal damage to me, which actually I think is enough to convince me not to take it. Both Phantasmal Killers got upgraded, and that literally means nothing, just in case you're wondering, because now they're both 1 cost, but that doesn't affect what their cost is because of the Snecko Eye. So that's a wee bit unfortunate, but you know, life goes on. I probably could have just dropped the riddle with holes much earlier there. The fact that my deck is so thin means that I can get the Wraith forms in my opening hand, or I can get them by my next hand, or I can just throw away my whole opening hand looking for the Wraith forms. It's real handy. Okay. I actually need... This might be the only time I'll ever see this, but I think I actually need a lot more. It's the only time I'm going to say it because apparently I already forgot what I said. I need a lot more Riddle with Holes. Could have just played it there first. Regal Pillow, heal an additional 15 HP when you rest. And a lot of cards I'm still not going to take. Swift Potion. Swift Potion? Yeah. Over a regen potion. We actually tend to regen quite easily. Took again. At this rate, it's probably correct to start removing the lower strikes. Actually, you know what? If I make my final removal the second Wraith form, I might still be able to do Highlander. If you're wondering why I'm focusing on my score so much, it's because it's kind of the thing you do in dailies, I guess. So that's what I thought you were supposed to do in dailies. Riddle with Holes is good, but is it good enough to play over? So this is 30 damage in total. This is 40 damage targeted. We'll do the 40 targeted there. Die. Gives me the energy back to play an all-out attack. Yeah, I actually don't think I need the second copy of Wraith form. But what I definitely need in this deck is a Predator. Deal 20 damage, draw 2 more cards extra next turn, and it has no confirmed cost. Snecko Eye and Predator go together really well because the more cards you have in hand, so the heavier your draw is, the more likelihood you're going to get cards that costs a low amount. Phantasmal, Predator, Riddle with Holes. I'll save both of my AoE cards for when the other folk are on the field. That's a lot of stuff. Just a whole lot. Now, I did play 2 Phantasmal Killers a couple turns ago. Oh, they're taking my PK. Oh, they took my die. That's actually rough. I do actually care about that. think I actually just Predator riddle with holes on the midline and then kill the midline next turn. I think I don't even need to muck around with the sideliners. Yeah? Let's kill them all. Nope. Same reasons as before. Now, having extra energy when you have the Snecko Eye is actually quite helpful. And with the amount of cards we're going to be drawing every turn, it's definitely going to be helpful. Okay, Runic Tome. Okay, Time Eater. So we perfected the second floor boss. We did not perfect the first floor boss. That's unfortunate, but I think with the build we ended up going for pretty much standard. Okay. So I can find 4 elites really easily. All right, let's do that. That's probably the easiest way for us to compete for score at the moment. Just going for a bunch of elites. Okay. Cool. Die still in the deck. As soon as I draw that, I win. Oh, there you are. Alright, energy potion, probably not better than any of these. Well-laid plans. Would I play it if it cost 3? No. And obviously, like, the ones I retain in my hand at the moment are the ones I can't afford to play. And if I retain them in my hand, they're going to retain their cost, their randomized cost from the Snecko Eye, so I still probably don't even want that. Now, I do want extra relics in this run, just because we could get to 25. All right. Let's go Happy Flower card removal. And look, I'm actually going to remove an injury. As long as I have 5 curses by the end of this run, we'll still be fine. No, we'll keep that. Because then all of our AoE cards are going to be on our next hand. And the next hand is the one where we already have PK active. Phantasmal Killer. Mm-hmm. So I'll play PK here. Then Predator, then All Out. Of course. Old coin, gain 300 gold. Perfect. Expertise would be good if it didn't cost that. Also, I usually tend to have a full hand anyway. Okay. Juzu Bracelet. Regular enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. Now that's a second copy of Decay as well. Oh, that's unfortunate. Remove that. Put an attack card in my opening hand? Is there any attack card I always want in my opening hand? I don't think there is. I definitely have enough elites by the end of the game right now. So I think I can actually rest on that. Enough relics, rather. Okay. Ooh. Rough Wraith form. Okay. I actually really want to use the all-out attack here, unfortunately. And I definitely should have used the strike first because it was the only other playable card in the hand. That was just a misorder. Just like a really bad misorder. Alright. Kunai, every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain a dex, sure. Probably not enough room in the deck for another PK. Oh shit, I have 2 copies of PK, don't I? Oh, crumbs. So I have to remove a PK and a Wraith form in order to get Highlander. Or rather, in order to have a chance to get Highlander, because remember that after all of that, I still need the final boss to not give me a curse that I already have in my deck. But I think this is the chance. Like, if I take this chance, maybe I end up in the top 100. I think this is the window. This is the seam. Wraith form, Wraith form. Everything that doesn't do damage or does less damage first. Then more. And then the largest source of damage that I have. Okay, draw 9 cards this turn. Hell yeah. PK, PK. Not a great draw in terms of damage, unfortunately. Again, not that great. Need to play more cards. Too many curses. We've only got 2 turns of intangibility left. So we gotta get something to happen. Round about now. Beautiful. Bag of marbles. At the start of each combat, apply 1 vulnerability to all enemies. That's actually really handy. None of those, though. I hate turning down and removing adrenalines from my deck. That was a doubt, right? Yes, that's amazing. And then I get Omamori, negate the next 2 curses you obtain. And now I have 25 relics, right? 5, 10, 15, 20... 25, and I negate the next 2 curses, which means I can guarantee that I will have a perfect deck. Don't need any of them. Especially when they have the possibility of costing more. Okay, now I'll remove the second Wraith form. I need to upgrade the first one, definitely. Lantern, extra energy on the first turn of combat. Not bad, not great, not bad. Okay, so I can do a removal here of PK and then an upgrade of my Wraith form here. May as well spend the money. Okay. Wraith, that. Die, and then we'll just split the damage equally because there is a PK active next turn as well as a AoE card in my deck, being the all-out attack. Easily done. Snecko Skull, whenever you apply a poison, apply 1 additional poison. Now the Envenom is starting to look a little better, but still, we only play like 1 to 3 attacks each turn. We just play powerful attacks. See, the reason I don't want to put bullet time in this deck is because, like, worst case scenario, it just takes up a slot in my hand. Best case scenario, it helps me cast probably 1 more card. Like, I guess it does help me defend against the absolute worst case scenarios. In draw. Take 1. Okay, here I'll remove my second PK, right? Because I have no doubles of any other card, right? Doubt, Decay, Writhe, Injury, Parasite, Pain. Yeah, I just have 2 copies of PK, sure. Okay. It's also worth noting that by picking up as many curses as I have, I've also increased my max HP ridiculously. Like, look at this. In a hand like this, what's Bullet Time accomplishing? It's literally just taking a place where a different card could be. That's all it's doing, and it's really frustrating. Should I use my Swift Potion here? Probably not. No, but this guy is actually going to stall, like, really hard on us, so... Because this guy has the intangibility and puts a bunch of burns in our deck, so... It's not that difficult to make our deck garbage. Yeah, he attacked 3 times, and because of the top bandages preventing Orichalcum, I actually ended up taking all of it. That's really rough. And also, I didn't actually get PK setup last turn, so instead I just get to take a bunch more damage this turn. Yay! Yeah, it's a lot of damage right there. Good thing we killed him. Huh. There's a Dex potion in here as well. Wow, a Dex potion. Who'd have thunk it? Oh, and also we'll take some max HP courtesy of this. Had to. All right. Sorry for your eardrums. Smith. Okay, we'll smith the Wraith form up. Go into the final fight, see if we can perfect this one. We'll keep bullet time in our opening hand, actually. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, that hand didn't have a PK. That's really annoying. I do need to get PK down this turn. Okay, I've got draw reduction of 1, but draw increase of a ridiculous amount. So we need to do our biggest hits. Yeah, well, we got a problem. We no longer have intangibility. And the worst thing, I've only just realized the enemy was purging that turn. So I just wasted a whole lot of triggers. So we're definitely using that. I also want a PK and Sucker Punch. Okay, well, Sucker Punch will PK. I should have drunk the block potion first. It wouldn't have prevented me from taking damage in this fight. I was still going to take damage in this fight. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then... Beautiful. So this was a janky-ass deck. It tried to give me a curse, but that curse not got negated. Alright. 1,436. That actually might be enough to put me on the front page, just because I got Stuffed, Highlander, and Curses. So Highlander and Curses together gave me 100 each. If I perfected all of the bosses, I would have gotten 150 more. So going for Highlander and Curses was really important. And Stuffed is increasing your max HP by 30 or more. And we championed a lot of elites. All right. Let's look. I actually think I might be on the first page. I did definitely jeopardize my ability to possibly win at the end there in the sake of trying to get this better score. Oh, crumbs. I'm like, what? Oh. Yeah, not my first attempt. I would have been 14th, I believe. 146, right? Can't even remember what I got literally a couple of seconds ago. Return. Statistics, run history. 1,436. Okay, so... yeah, I would have been around here. Around 30. Second page. Reasonable. Of course, instead, I'm... yeah, 2,007... There are so few people that actually did worse than me. I love it. Oh, that wasn't a good run for us. Overall, it ended up being, but also we completely beefed it at the very start there. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.